Shalom Israel. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushai, Ba'Shem, Gakadash, Deborah's the apostles and elders of Great Millstone for teaching His truth. Peace and blessings to hope like the Israel and Shalom. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father in ancient Hebrew. Ba'Shem is the name. Yahushai is the name of the begotten Son. Back one lesson, and today we're going to be making the lesson going into the Neuralink and ultimately updates as far as what's going on with the MOTB. As you're seeing the build-up with multiple other companies building similar tech as with of Neuralink, similar technology as of the basically the charagma in the forehead. Trying to be careful with my words, but these two quick articles to go into the updates and the human trials that they're trying to begin and have begun already. So let's start off with this one right here, and we'll jump to the scriptures. Be a short lesson, little one, and then we'll be edifying. It says a brain computer startup beat Elon's Musk Neuralink to implanting its first device in a U.S. patient. So you had another company that had basically a similar tech, to that of Neuralink already began testing or implementing their first device already. Also showing you the MOTB is here, but you still got to be pushed out to that extent that's spoken of in the scriptures, man, or be mandated and pushed. Let's get down here, see what we can get from it, and then we'll jump to the next article. It says, Cycron, a brain-computer interface startup, reportedly implanted its first device in a U.S. patient earlier this month, overtaking Elon Musk's Neuralink for the third time. The startup implanted a 1.5-inch device into the brain of an ALS patient at Mount Sinai at West Medical Center in New York on July 6. Bloomberg first reported a spokesperson from Cycron did not immediately respond to a request for a comment. That the purpose of the device is to allow the patient to communicate even after they lost the ability to move. And these are the things that a lot of people are going to fall for, man. These miracles that they're doing on the left-hand side, which I actually need to get a scripture, which I just came to mind. Okay, let's get back to the article. The scripture just came to mind, but it says the purpose of this device is to allow this patient to communicate even after they have lost the ability to move by using their thoughts and send emails and texts. A lot of people are going to see the so-called benefits and the incentives of taking it, and also take the risk of jumping on board with this, man. Because you have a lot of people that have family members that are in the hospital that need surgery. That's that's like a 20% chance of working out, and them seeing these things, people will be able to walk and talk again. Be able to see. A lot of people are going to jump on board with this, man. But the purpose of the device is to allow the patient to communicate even after they have lost the ability to move by using their thoughts to send emails and texts. Also with the Neuralink, where you're able to listen to music within your brain, to surf the web. These are the so-called benefits that they're going to basically push out, and what's the word I'm looking for? To incentivize you to get on board with it. By using their thoughts to send emails and texts, Bloomberg reported that Synchron has already implanted the device in 4 patients. So it's already in 4 people, man. But, it's, of course, going to pick up and, get even worse. So who have been able to use the brain implant to send messages on WhatsApp and shop online. So look at this. There you go. So they have already begun, implanting it in people. I believe, Neuralink are still trying to, if not already, human trial testing, Which, a few months back, I believe either in year 2021 or near the beginning of 2022, going into the testing that they did on all those monkeys and the different animals, and how they have said they wanted to do human trials testing, near the end of 2021. But last year, the Australia-based startup received permission from the U.S. Food and Drug Administration to begin human trials on 6 U.S. patients who have been severely paralyzed. And these are the things that they're going to implant in you to where you're able to walk, talk, see again. So you're going to see them performing these miracles on the left-hand side by the way of their technology. A lot of people are going to be deceived by it, man. So the company implanted its device in its first human patient in Melbourne, Australia. So you see all the testing that has been done already, and how they have implanted it in over 4+ people. So imagine what they're doing with the the MOTB in your hand, the charagma. And you also have a little bit more companies also creating similar technology. Once again, to that of Neuralink. So the 4 brain computer interface companies you should watch other than Neuralink, which will probably dive into the same similar information we got. The term brain-computer interface, or BCI, has been buzzing around Silicon Valley in the mainstream media for years, thanks in part to Elon Musk's secretive yet flashy company Neuralink, which launched in 2017 with the promise of brain enhancement, telepathy, and similar sci-fi dreams of brain control. And you have a lot of people seeing the so-called benefits, the incentives of taking it, to where they don't need to have a phone or a computer or a laptop anymore. They can just pay with a wave of their hand. Talk telepathically to people that have it. A lot of people will be deceived by it, man. But guess what? You will be destroyed for taking it. There's no ifs or buts about it, which will go into the destruction. And what will happen if you do take this MOTB or the Neuralink? But the MOTB. So thanks in part to Elon Musk's secretive yet flashy company. We just read that. It says, of course, you had to start a whole account, but we just give the information we got right here. Neuralink, though, is one of the youngest players in the BCI field outside the limelight, and a handful of other companies have been gaining momentum and money. So you have similar companies creating similar technology and already implementing it and put it into people, as we just read in the first article. But let's jump to the scriptures and we'll close it out. 2 Corinthians chapter 2 verse 11 says, "Lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices." So we see what he's playing at and what he's trying to do, how he's slowly conditioning, preparing the people for this beast system, the apps that they're making to where you can just pay with your phone. You can scan your face and, with the palm of your hand and buy things. So you already see what this is leading up to if you have the eyes to see. And Barak thou shot for opening our eyes to this truth, man. Because we see what they're doing. As what they have done with the masks and the JUICE, the restriction that they have with that. It's all for it just to, condition and prepare you for this MOTB. But the Revelations 13, 16 to 17, also using these the benefits of it. If you do take it, people that can't walk, people that are paralyzed, that can't see, people that are blind, they're going to take these things and are going to be able to see and walk again. Miracles on the left hand side by the way of technology, man. And once again, a lot of people are going to be deceived, man. Revelation 13, 16 to 17 said, "And he calleth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads." And when you go to that word mark, it goes into the word charagma, which goes into scratch, etching, so showing you it's a physical mark. It says in the right hand or in their foreheads, and you see we're going to the Neuralink, which is the charagma in the forehead. That brain implant. And it doesn't matter which hand you take it in. Either you take it in your left or your right, you will be destroyed, as with you taking it in your brain. Because you have people that will try to use this as an excuse to take it in a different hand. What if I just get it in my left hand? Or what if I do it in a different area? This and that. Well, if you take it in general, you are going to be destroyed, man. And when you go into Revelation, the 14th chapter, it'll go into, hands. So showing you it's in any hand, which we'll get in later. Verse 17. "And that no man might buy or sell, if he had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name." So pretty soon you won't be able to buy or sell without this charagma. And that's where, the temptations and the test of our faith is going to, for lack of a better word, brought to fruition, or it's going to come into play. Because you have a lot of people that are going to have families to feed, right, to take care of, and you're going to have you're going to have the kids crying, asking for food, I'm hungry, this and that. But it's going to be the trial of our faith, man. We're going to be put to the test, man. Are you willing to go a few days without food? All these different tests that we're about to go to, because, hey, we're going to be tempted, man. Especially with these people seeing the benefits of people that were paralyzed, people that are blind, people to walk and see again. A lot of people are going to jump on board with that, man. But that's, where we're going to be tried and we are going to be tested, man. Are you willing to go a few days without food? Are you willing to be, ostracized, outcasted, as if we're not already? It's going to be brought on a whole another scale. But let's continue on with these last few scripts. In Revelation 3 and 10, it said, "Because I was kept over to my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth." So those that continue to endure and to remain faithful in Yahweh B'Shem El Shai, the Lord will protect us, man. Give us the spirit to reject it and to be able to endure these these tests that we're about to go through. Because we're gonna need it, man. because we're heading some very scary and evil times, and without the hedge of Yahweh Shai, the protection of the Lord, you are going to be without help in these last days. Waiting from up top one more time, because kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which would be that MOTB, where it's going to be presented in front of us, man. You either take it or you get beheaded. You're in that guillotine. And I believe a few years back, they had basically an article go out to where you had basically the U.S. buying tons and tons of guillotines, man. So what do you think they're going to use these things for, man? Scriptures go into it. One more time, because I was kept in patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. So showing you we're going to be tried, and we are going to be tested. But once again, we got to remain faithful in Yahweh Shai and the miracles and his great works that he's going to perform, for his elect men, in the midst of all these, plagues, the pestilence, and the destruction that he's about to bring, especially when these temptations are presented in front of us, man. And we'll pray that the Lord, will keep us from the hour of temptation. But see, James said, 1:12, to add more onto it, blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that dwell. One more time. Blessed is the man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, he shall receive the crown of life, which the Lord hath promised to them that love him. So if we continue to endure these temptations, the times of Jacob's trouble, and all the things that we're about to go through, we will receive that crown of life, man. But hey, it's not going to be easy, man. We have to be tried and we have to be tested. That's why the Lord is putting us through that fire, which are those afflictions, man. He's refining us and making us stronger. So when we are presented with these things, we're able to endure it, man. We're able to resist those temptations, That's why the Lord's putting us through things to build us up and to make us stronger, man. But you have a lot of Jakes, you have a lot of Israelites that don't realize that, man. The reason why we're getting put through certain things. But I do want to go into the judgment part of it. If you do take this MOTB, you will be destroyed, man. But the Revelations 2:10, speaking too fast, Slovakia. Revelations 2:10 says, fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried. And ye have tribulation 10 days. So those once again that continue to endure and remain faithful upon Yahweh Shai, we're going to be cast into prisons. We're going to be outcasted. We're going to be demonized on a whole another scale, because you're not taking this MOTB. You're going to be called selfish. You're not for the people, for the protection, this and that. And all these different sayings to try to demonize this, man. Revelation 2:10 said, fear no things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast me into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days, go into a certain period of time. So be thou faithful unto death, and I'll give thee a crown of life. Going back to James 1:12 that we just read. The man that endureth temptation, for when he is tried, shall receive the crown of life. So once again, if we endure these temptations, these afflictions, especially when we're presented with these temptations, we're going to receive that crown of life, man. Which is more than worth going through these things in order to receive the kingdom, the reward, man. So let's get these last two scripts I got, which are going to the judgment. Because a lot of people seem to not really understand the severeness, or the severity, the seriousness of what we're a part of, man, and how, once again, serious this, taking MTB is. Because if you do take, you have a one-way ticket to death, man. You're going to be destroyed. There's no ifs or buts about it. There's no way to slither around the judgment that Yahweh Shai is about to bring if you do take it. Revelations 14:9-10. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. So showing you, not specifying, which specific hand. Either hand you take it in, you will be destroyed. As with the brain charagma. But verse 10 says, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture, and is a cup of his indignation. And shall be tormented with the fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, and the presence of the Lamb, which would be by the way of which the Lamb is talking about Yahweh Shai. But that fire and brimstone is to be those thermonuclear missiles, which you get in 2 Peter right here. 2 Peter 3:10-12, to go into what that lake of fire is going to be. So, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night. Because when you have a thief, try to come break into your house, you're not expecting it. But those of us that are being watchful, being circumspect, and preparing for when Yahushua returns, it won't come unexpected. Of course, we don't know which day, an hour, exact second the Lord's going to return, but we're given signs and prophecies to measure the times that we are in. We are being circumspect, we're being watchful, we're being vigilant. But those of y'all that are continuing to lollygag and play around, not take these prophecies serious, take this as a joke, you're going to be destroyed, man. And you're going to be caught lacking, as people like to say. So, but the day of the Lord comes a thief in the night, in the which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, which is this devil's heaven. This is his kingdom, his rulership. In which the heavens shall pass away with a great noise, which can be those thermonuclear missiles exploding, and the element shall melt with fervent heat. What type of weapon or thing can emit that type of heat to melt elements, man? Steel, stone, which you get right here. And the element shall melt with fervent heat. The earth also and the works that therein shall be burned up. Seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons ought ye to be in all holy conversation? Looking for and hastening unto the coming of the day of the Most High, when the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the element shall melt with fervent heat. So we're going to have, stones, trees, buildings completely being just wiped out, and people literally being turned into ash, man, burning, or being completely wiped away, while standing on their feet, man. Which, when you look up photos of, what happened in Hiroshima, you'll see that, people's shadows being left behind and casted on walls from those explosions, man. People are literally being, vaporized, man, from that heat. So once again, y'all that take this MOTB, you will be destroyed. There's no ifs or buts around. There's no way of slithering around it, man. You will be destroyed. And you gotta understand the severity and the seriousness of it, man. A lot of people are still taking this as a joke. It's just a potato chip. It's a karagma. It's like not a karagma. Those mock, the karagma and what we're saying it's a potato chip. Saying it's not the the karagma, a physical mark. Trying to be careful with my words, but you get the point I'm trying to make. People are mocking and scoffing, not taking this serious. Saying it's a potato chip. I'm gonna get it and this and that. I'm gonna take it in my left hand, and then I'm gonna take it out, this and that. There's no escaping the judgment from Yahweh Shai, but it's like it kind of rambling, but Lord has had the main points, and you're edified. But once again, y'all that take it, which actually I don't even think I have this scripture right here. For a minute. Yeah, we'll close out 2 Thessalonians 2:9. But it says, even him whose coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. So you have a lot of people that's going to fall and be deceived by these, so-called benefits, incentives, and these miracles that are going to be performed on the left-hand side. But you remain faithful in Yahweh Shai, and he will protect us, man. But if you do take it, there's no way of getting around you being destroyed, man. But once again, Lord, you're edified. Lord, hit the points and tied it all together. But they want to give all praises, all in glory to Yahweh Shai, Bashem Kakadash, that belongs to the apostles, and also great millstone for teaching us this truth. Peace and blessing, public Israel, and shalom. See you next one.